Hi, Carl here for Pro AV TV, and today I'm going to run you through some very simple products from X-Rite that will really help you take control of colour within your videos. So first up we have the i1 Display Pro. That's this little monitor probe here. So this is to use to calibrate your monitors, whether that's monitors you're using in post-productions like your computer screen, or whether that's ones you're using on set like this Atmos monitor here. You can calibrate monitors from pretty much any brand out there as long as they're able to accept 3D lookup tables. But Atmos ones in particular are really easy. They've got a nice piece of software and a specific cable to make this process really simple. So I thought I'd run you through how to do it. X-Rite, of course, got instructions in the manuals and everything for this and on their website for doing it with other monitors and with computer screens. But let's just show you how it works on the Atmos, because I think a lot of people are quite intimidated by these, and they're really simple. So this is the probe itself. You just flip the cover around to expose the lens element, and this is a counterweight at the back. Dangle the counterweight at the back of the monitor and rest the probe over the center of the display, making sure it's flat and level onto the display. You then got to connect the Atmos to your computer with the special cable that Atmos sell, the USB to LANC sync cable, and you of course connect the probe to your computer as well. Then once both of them are connected, you open up Atmos's software. You can detect the Atmos device and then simply press calibrate. What it's going to do is it's going to bring up a reference pattern on here, and it's just going to start flashing colors at the probe. The probe is then going to measure those colors that are coming out of the screen, and it's going to adjust and create a profile to get those colors as accurate as possible. And then with this cable, what's nice about the Atmos monitors is that the software, which I'm doing all this through, is going to automatically fix this display, upload the right profile onto the device, and it was all saved so you don't have to do anything. The whole process takes about 30 seconds. I mean, there we go, it's done. So now this monitor is completely calibrated. So I can go around and do that to every single monitor I'm going to use on set, and I can do that to every single monitor I'm going to use in post-production, and then I know that the base color is going to pretty much match across all of them. I've got a neutral reference point. I've got some colors I can trust. Okay, so now we have our monitors calibrated. We need to make sure that we've got a point of reference for color, both for our camera on set and for post-production. So these are the X-Rite color checkers. This is the normal color checker video. This is the small little passport, which comes in a nice little hard case to protect it and gives you basically pocketable control. And then they do a Video XL, which is about 4 times the size of this one. So I'll run you through what each area of this does and what it's for. And let's start with the most basic one. So this white side is for white balance. This is a very specific neutral shade of white. A lot of people, when they're first starting out, are taught to white balance off of a white piece of paper, which really is not best practice at all. I really recommend against white balancing off paper. The trouble with paper is that it's not controlled in any way. So you don't know whether that particular notebook you're using has got pigments of green or magenta, or maybe it's slightly colder, or maybe it's slightly warmer than traditional white. Each notebook is going to be different. Each notebook from different brands are going to be different. It's just completely uncontrolled. Whereas one like this, you can trust. The reason that these cost what they do is because this is very specific paint. This is very controlled. So you know that this has got absolutely no pigmentation in it at all. And when I hold it up like this, it's just taking whatever light is being bounced onto it, and it is not introducing any color shift at all when it's bouncing that light back towards the camera, so that you can white balance off a completely neutral source. Then on this side, we've got grayscale, and then we've got color patches. So the grayscale is useful for setting exposure. You've got 90% white and some black, and then 2 different shades of gray in between. So what you need to do is you need to find out where each one of those should sit in whatever gamma curve you're using in camera. So whether you're using just bog standard Rec 709, or maybe you're using log, or maybe you're using hybrid log gamma, something like that, they've all got different recommended values to set 90% white, black, and these two gray values too. So all you need to do is know where those are, and then we light our scene, so we make sure I'm correctly lit, the backlight's nice, there's a nice contrast between me and the background, all the rest of it, and hold that up and use that to control what exposure your camera should be set at. And then if we just roll a couple of seconds on that, we've got these color chips here to use for post-production. That's important for a reference, so that as we're bringing that into post, if it's a single camera one like this, it means we can troubleshoot things effectively, say things aren't looking quite right, or we want to just check the reds. Maybe I'm wearing a red shirt and it's looking a little bit odd. Let's go in here and we know scientifically exactly what shades those reds on this chart should be, so we can make sure reds are all lining up properly so that my shirt looks good, for example. It's really useful for color troubleshooting. We've got the normal Beth chart here, then we've got some grey, and then we've got some skin tones. Where this is absolutely invaluable though is multi-camera shoots. If we have 4 different cameras on me here, all from different brands, all with different size sensors in it, all with completely different color profiles, all we need to do is point all 4 of them at the same time at this, and then in post-production we can take this and we can make sure that all the colors line up exactly right and exactly the same on each of them, and then we'll have a completely neutral color profile between all of the cameras on there, so they'll all match perfectly. So all of the fuss about matching different cameras together and all the rest of it can be solved with a little bit of time in post-production and one of these charts. So these really are almost like a Swiss Army knife of color tools for you to use in your production, and I really do recommend every single person out there shooting professional video should have one of these and should be using one. So with these products from X-Rite, we can make sure that color is under control in our video productions. If we make sure that our monitors are all calibrated properly, and we make sure that our cameras are set properly, and then we make sure our color grading on those files is done properly, color shouldn't be a problem or an issue for any of you at all. Of course, this doesn't mean that you can't be stylistic with it. Just by doing these will give you a neutral color profile to start with, and you can use that to get natural looking color straight away so that you can send it straight out with a neutral look to it, or you can use that as a neutral starting point to bring your own look into it. Maybe you want to do your own creative color grade on top of things. This gives you the perfect starting point, so you're not fighting against anything that might have been recorded wrong in camera or on set. But do you do things a different way, or do you already use these products? Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you want to buy any of them at all or want to know a little bit more about them, just get in touch with our sales team, or you can buy them on our website and the links are down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.